Here's the first thing nobody tells you about saving your first $20,000. Your confidence stops being polite and starts being disrespectful. When you've got $200 in your account, you accept disrespect from everybody. Your landlord, your boss, your bank, even the self-checkout machine. You scan one item wrong and it's like unexpected item in bagging area, just like your financial decisions. But once you save $20,000, you walk like you've got a secret. You move like someone who reads the terms and conditions by choice. You look at dumb purchases, like, why am I paying $8 for a latte that tastes like warm disappointment? You start saying no more. Not because you're rude, but because you finally realized half the stuff you used to buy was just therapy avoidance posing as treat yourself. And here's the controversial part. People treat you better too. Not because they know you have money, but because you suddenly have I'm not desperate energy. And people can smell that from space. Broke energy is loud. Wealth energy is silent but deadly, like a financial fart. And here's the plot twist. Once you hit $20,000, you stop flexing. No more fake hustle quotes. No more pretending to read Rich Dad Poor Dad every January. You're not performing success anymore. You're actually building it. Alright, let's break it down. These are the 5 things that change the moment you stack your first $20,000. Not in theory. Not in some fantasy finance guru way. I mean, in real life, real mindset, real money energy. Let's start with number 1. 1. Your confidence levels become unhinged in a good way. When you've got $200, you move through life like a scared raccoon. Any loud noise, bills, emergencies, your bank app sends you running. But once you've stacked your first $20,000, your confidence becomes disrespectful. You're not scared of losing your job. You're scared your job is wasting your time. You're not scared of a $300 emergency. You're annoyed by it? Like, bro, do you know how hard I had to grind to get this money? You think I'm dropping it on a flat tire? And suddenly, you stop buying dumb things. You're not out here dropping $60 on a scented candle that smells like regret and vanilla. No, you're moving like someone who actually values their cash. And here's where the medals come in. Once you've got $20,000, you finally realize why people buy gold and silver. Not to flex, not to be mysterious, but because when your money stops being fragile, you want to protect it like a newborn baby wrapped in bubble wrap. You start thinking long-term. You start thinking safety. You start thinking, maybe I don't want all my wealth sitting in some bank run by a dude who still wears square toe shoes. 2. People start treating you better even if they don't know why. Here's the part nobody warns you about. When you save your first $20,000, people suddenly treat you like you've unlocked a hidden charisma perk. And the hilarious thing, they don't know why. You're not walking around with a shirt that says, I have $20,000, please clap. But your energy changes and people feel it. When you're broke, you tolerate nonsense, toxic friends, trash relationships, garbage jobs, because your wallet is basically holding you hostage. But with $20,000 tucked away, your tolerance for stupidity drops to 0. You stop pretending. You stop chasing. You stop saying yes to things you hate because you can't afford to lose the opportunity. Bro, you can afford a lot more now. And that shift, that quiet confidence, makes people treat you differently. They respect you more. They don't talk down to you. They don't pressure you. They don't sense desperation. Desperation has a smell. And when you hit $20,000, you don't smell like please love me. You smell like options. And options are attractive. Not like date nip attractive. I mean socially, professionally, energetically attractive. You carry yourself like someone who doesn't need approval. And nothing is louder than silence backed by money. 3. Money stops controlling you, you start controlling it. Before you save your first $20,000, let's be honest. Money is basically your toxic ex. It stresses you out, disappears when you need it, and ruins your weekend plans. But once you hit that first $20,000, the power dynamic flips. You become the one in control. You stop waking up thinking, please, no surprise bills today. Instead, you're like, life, if you've got smoke, bring it. I've got savings. I've got options. I've got receipts. Unexpected expenses don't destroy you anymore. They annoy you, but they don't send you into a 2-day panic spiral. And here's the big shift. When you're broke, every dollar feels like a hostage. You're scared to spend it, scared to invest it, scared to move it. But with $20,000 saved, you finally get to use money the way it was meant to be used. As a tool, not a tyrant. You start planning, you start investing, you start thinking in months and years, instead of, how do I survive until Friday? And this is where precious metals start making sense. Because once you get a taste of financial stability, you want to protect it, you want to diversify it. You want something that doesn't evaporate because some banker sneezed on the economy. Gold, silver, ETFs, index funds, they stop being intimidating and start being opportunities. Your money becomes a soldier, and you finally get to be the general. For your standards go up, friends, jobs, relationships, everything. When you're sitting at $200, your standards are, let's say, flexible. You'll tolerate nonsense from people, jobs, situations, because you don't feel like you have options. But once you hit $20,000, your standards shoot up faster than rent prices. You stop hanging out with people whose main hobby is complaining. You start avoiding friends who treat your time like it's free. You start realizing half the people you used to chill with were just emotional debt and jobs. Oh man, you go from "thank you for hiring me" to "ox. If you talk to me sideways, I will politely leave and take my savings with me." You stop putting up with managers who think leadership is sending passive-aggressive emails. You stop accepting wages that insult your intelligence. You stop being scared to say, "This job isn't worth my mental health." And relationships. Let's be honest here. Your dating standards go up too, because when you've got $20,000, you're not looking for someone to save you. You're looking for someone who won't drain you. You start spotting red flags faster. You stop entertaining chaos. You're not attracted to someone who can't handle their own life, because now you actually have yours handled. And here's the funny part. Raising your standards doesn't make you picky. It makes you logical. You've worked too hard to level up, to let somebody drag you back down. 5. You stop playing defense, you start playing offense. When you're broke, life feels like dodgeball. You're just trying not to get smacked in the face by surprise bills, emergency expenses, and that one friend who always forgets their wallet. Everything is defense. How do I survive this month? How do I pay this off? How do I avoid disaster? But once you stack your first $20,000, the game flips. You're not playing to survive anymore. You're playing to win. You start thinking like an investor instead of a victim. You start looking at opportunities you used to scroll past. You start planning moves instead of reacting to chaos. That extra savings gives you breathing room, and breathing room gives you the most dangerous weapon, patience. With patience, you stop rushing into dumb decisions. You wait for the right job, the right investment, the right moment. And this is where precious metals sneak in like a quiet assassin. You start stacking silver and gold because you actually understand wealth now. Not hype, not FOMO, real boring, decades-long wealth. You're not playing chase the hot stock anymore. You're building a fortress, brick by brick, ounce by ounce. And while everyone else is still playing financial whack-a-mole, you're building a life that doesn't crumble because the economy caught a cold. When that first $20,000 hits your account, the world doesn't magically change, but you do. Your mindset switches from survival mode to strategic mode, from I hope to I decide. That's the moment you stop being a passenger and you take the wheel. So yeah, your first $20,000 doesn't make you rich. It makes you dangerous. Dangerous because now you know the truth. Most people aren't broke because money is hard. They're broke because they've never tasted what a little discipline feels like. And once you taste it, once you see your account sitting at $20,000 instead of $27.18 and a prayer, there's no going back. You've seen the other side. You've seen what confidence feels like. You've seen what options feel like. You've seen what it's like to not wake up financially panicking. And now, you get to build from strength, not stress. You can stack more, invest smarter, pick better people, cut off the energy vampires. Buy silver, buy gold, buy assets instead of DoorDash and dopamine. You start building wealth like it's a personality trait. And if this video hit you a little too hard, good. It's supposed to, because someone needs to tell you this. Your first $20,000 won't change the world, but it will absolutely change you. And once you change, everything else follows. So if you're working on your first $20,000, keep going. If you've already saved it, double it. If you're past that level, then you already know. The game only gets better. Subscribe or don't. Just don't come crying when your bank account still looks like a sad Wi-Fi password. See you in the next one.